let's be honest. You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. Let's go and get this started, bro. When it came to Metroid Prime 4, I know that this is a game we've been waiting for a while now. I know it's been something that a lot of people have been looking forward to, and the time that they took away from the game to kind of, rework it and come back and make sure that they did it, quote unquote, I guess, correctly or the right way, which I don't know how it was being done before, but they were definitely, looking at some things differently. I mean, it's good to see that it came out to be like this. It almost makes me think about what did the game look like before it looked like this. Like, I kind of want to see that, kind of like how they did with the Sonic movie, where they kind of had the first iteration of it and then they kind of went back and reworked the character model for Sonic. I also find it interesting that they're giving Samus this kind of psychic ability thing where she has the ability to control a whole bunch of different aspects of the game, freeze time and move some things around and stuff like that. It seems like you have the ability to do some kind of bullet time thing where you shoot like a beam and you can control with her mind where the beam goes and stuff like that. I think that's pretty neat. This would be kind of cool to actually be able to play from start to finish as a new game that came out, like something that's like new and like recent. I never actually got a chance to fully dive into Tomodachi Life when it was on the 3DS. I think I played it for like maybe 5 minutes. I never really got a chance to really see the ins and outs of the game and deal with all the different interactions you could have. I know I played Miitomo whenever that came out on like iPhones, Android, I think iPads at the time, and that was cool to use. And I hope that this game kind of merges or has aspects of Miitomo and then Tomodachi Life and brings them into each other. That'd be really cool to see. Lately Marvel has been doing their thing, man. They got Marvel Rivals, they got the movies, the TV shows. Obviously, they're firing up all the cylinders at the moment. And with this game, I think it's really cool. I kind of wish the whole game looked like this, like had this art style. Obviously, this is just more of like a cutscene, but I'd be all for this game as long as I can play as Iron Man. This is still a cool game. It's definitely in the same vein as the TMNT game that came out recently. It would just be nice to be able to say, hey, I get to play this game as Iron Man. I just haven't seen him just yet. Hopefully this footage will confirm that, but if I get a chance to play as Iron Man, I'm definitely looking forward to playing this game. The fact that they're interplaying other games too, like Celeste and Pizza Tower, I think is really neat. I mean, this is a game I would look forward to, just to be able to say, okay, well, the music should be good, the gameplay should be good, so kind of look forward to that. Leave it to Nintendo to come up with something that would be something that's kind of unique to something that's already kind of a thing. This is pretty much just game sharing from what I've gathered. You basically are giving the ability of physical cards to that of a digital game. You can always walk into GameStop and buy a physical game, and then that'll be something that you can always have. You can take that game and put it in any system that's compatible with it. You can lend that game to a friend or whatever. You can trade that game in. And I see Nintendo trying to take elements of some of those features and add it to games you've already purchased or games you will purchase. And that's cool. It really feels like this is just a better way of doing some form of game sharing. I do notice in the video it said that it's really mainly limited to 2 systems at a time. So it could be my library of games that I have on my main Switch, and then let's say when I get my Switch 2, it would be a matter of me installing, or rather I guess loading, that virtual game card on that system, so I could just take that system out and out and about or whatever. Or maybe I'll leave my Switch 2 at home, or take the other one out. It's kind of weird because you'd have to really think about the people that do have more than one system. I guess like for families, like that buy one game, but hey, mom says it's my turn to play, so you load the game onto their actual system. You can buy the digital game and do that once, and then you can just distribute it. Like, okay, well, you get a day with it, you get 2 days with it, you get a max of 2 weeks with it, and then you can do it that way. However they do it, I just think that's pretty neat. Like at least now there's a definitive way of showing, okay, this is how you can technically game share, if you were to game share at all. The only thing is that you would need to have the systems locally and in person, which I still think is like a good thing. It really saves Nintendo in that regard. A lot of people won't like that, like the systems have to be near each other. But I guess in a world where you have real life friends and you're constantly like in the same vicinity, then this won't really be an issue. It's just more of a, people would have found more convenience with it had it been something that you could do online, or you can like authorize this person like through the internet or whatever. And maybe that is the case. I doubt it. But you know, it really depends on like how they really do it. So I think this is not so much a bad thing. It's just, you know, more options. And you know, there's nothing wrong with having options. Even this end card has a little notation at the bottom where it says, by navigating to user settings, online license settings, and turning this setting on, you can instead opt to connect to the internet to start up software. This is something that I'm pretty sure will need a little bit more clarification, because what that sounds like is that you may be able to do some kind of setting where you can do this online and, you know, mainly through the internet. But I still feel like there may be a caveat where to get it from one system to the other, you still have to have the systems locally. Maybe that may work. I don't really know. It's like I said earlier, it's just another option, just something else to give people the option to look into. I like how they took the time out to really emphasize the fact that Nintendo Directs have become such a big thing that even Nintendo knows that a lot of people are engaging with it. So taking the time out to make some kind of calendar app that allows you to receive Nintendo news on a daily basis is pretty cool. I mean, the fact that they're even adding in like additional kind of content like these Pikmin comics is something that, you know, people who are interested in Pikmin will find a reason to download the app for. I know they mentioned that, you know, because of the Switch 2 coming out, those who will utilize the app will receive daily updates on the actual Switch 2, which is nice. I mean, the fact that they'll probably have daily news is like pretty neat. It also makes me think, if the information is going to be daily, maybe the release date of the system is a lot sooner than anticipated. So maybe that's a good thing, you know, just something to look forward to. So I mean, I'll download the app, I'll use it, you know, just to, if anything, just to get the news daily. So, you know, if anything, it's almost like, hey, you're not on Twitter anymore, download this app, it'll be just for you. Overall, I thought this Direct was a solid B. I would say that I'm glad that they took the time out to give these games the time they needed to shine on their own Direct, so that way come next week when it's time to reveal a little bit more information about the Switch 2, you can take all that time you need and focus on the system and the games coming to that system, opposed to having like what may feel like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour Direct where it was all this information and then all the Switch 2 and new game information bundled into one big video. I think breaking it into two was a really good idea, a smart move on Nintendo's end.